All right, guys, so we're going to talk about Candace Owens today. Candace has been getting so much hate, so much flack, so much like, fuck you, Candace, you suck, you change your topic, stop talking about Charlie Kirk. No, it's great that she's doing that, because this is what's admirable for me. Like, everyone else are just fucking bandwagoners, right? They just get on to like, oh, we're going to talk about the trend that's hot right now, and we're only going to bitch about it for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're going to talk about something else and forget about everything before that. This is what's great about it, is that Candace won't shut the fuck up about Charlie Kirk. She is like constantly berating the whole internet about Charlie Kirk. Here's more information I got. Hey, fuck the people who are trying to get onto this whole Charlie Kirk thing and then try and slander his name. No, fuck you. And it's like it's so great. It's so amazing, because think about it. Like, everyone was on board when Trayvon Martin. You remember that? Maybe you don't, but Trayvon Martin was a kid who was like racially profiled by some white dude who thought he was up to no good, and like he was wearing a hood, and the guy was like, hey, this is suspicious, and so he went after him and he shot the kid because the kid tried to defend himself. I don't know. And that was pretty much the story, and it's like, okay, now no one talks about Trayvon Martin anymore. It's like, all right, cool. And then we got George Floyd. People don't talk about George Floyd anymore, where he ended up dying because a police officer was kneeling on his neck, and that ended up being a whole outrage where everyone was like setting stuff on fire and causing mayhem. And now we got like Free Palestine, and then we got the Ukraine war, and everyone's changing their profile pictures to like, I support Ukraine, I support Palestine, you know, I'm gonna, oh, not. And then they're gonna change their profile pic to Game of Thrones stuff, and that's what I mean by this, is that no one sticks to anything. They just go from this to this to this to this. Well, Candace is staying to this. We're going to talk about this until it's actually resolved. We're going to talk about this until we have answers, which is great. It's admirable. It's commendable. And that's where people had enough of it, right? You keep eating the same flavor of something. You're like, oh, shut up. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of pizza every week, Candace. And it's like, okay, give me the recipe to what the pizza's made out of, and then we'll move on. Nobody wants to tell you. So let's go check out some of the things that people are saying about Candace on Facebook. So here's Candace Owens' Facebook page. I think it's official. I'm not really sure, but this is where I get some of my stuff about her. And lately, there's been some stuff about her and Ben Shapiro. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but I think Ben is pretty much telling her that she kind of needs to stop saying what she's been saying, because it's bothering him and everyone else that he works for and whatever, man. And then I think this is Candace Owens reacting to herself about a conversation she had with somebody. Oh, yeah, this lady right here. Yeah, they were talking about something that... Yeah, Jews. There it is. Yeah, the Jews have been a hot topic lately. Jews and Israel has been a very hot topic with what's going on there, which it's funny. It is funny, because anytime you talk about Jews or Israel, everyone gets kind of flustered. They get a little like, hey, we don't talk about that. Let's not. And then they move on from the subject, right? It's like, why can't we talk about that? But we can slander everything else, right? We can talk bad about our gods. We can talk bad about Jesus. We can talk bad about the Mexicans down the street, the Jose, the blacks, the whites, the Jews. You know, we can talk bad, or not the Jews. Sorry, I take back the Jews. We can talk bad about everybody else. And everything else. Everything else is up for fair game. But Jews and Israel, we don't talk about that. And it's interesting. Why? Why don't we talk about that? Especially in America here, because it's home of the free and the brave, right? We have freedom of speech. We can do all that. We can defend ourselves. But for some reason, when it comes to Jews, it's taken so seriously. Anti-Semite, you know, all these names and stuff that people come up with. And it's like, okay, well, what do you think they're hiding here? Why are the Jews off limits? Yeah, and then I'm looking for her touching on topics about Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk, I thought was interesting, because like I think she clarified that she wasn't there when he got pew-pewed, but it's still like, you know, it was like right in front of your face, right? It was on camera, like everybody saw it, everyone saw it in detail. Some people saw it in more detail because they happened to be there. But the way she reacted to that didn't quite sit right with me. It was very, I don't know. I just didn't like how she grieved. I didn't like how she was coping with the loss of her husband. That, you know, and when I was watching it, when she just doesn't look right to me, I don't like how she's doing it, because like the whole thing, it was too soon for one. Like when she did that, she did it like a week or two after he was, you know, after he passed, and then her facial expressions weren't right with me. It seemed very like forced from my perspective, but you know, I'm not a psychology major and I blah 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 whatever. But just from interactions and stuff and knowing how people grieve, maybe I don't know how she grieves, but how people grieve is a bit. It's like, I just can't. And then like they just stop the show and then it's done. But it was honorable if it was at face value, how she was able to push through that. But I just didn't like how she did it. And then there was a thing with her and JD Vance. And then she was saying nice things about JD Vance. If there was another man who was out there who was like my husband, it was JD Vance. I'm like, why is it just JD Vance? And I guess JD Vance, I don't know. Rumors are that he's going through a divorce with his wife. And it's like, What's happening here? What is going on? Is it nothing? Is it something? Is it something or nothing? I don't really know, but a lot of it just doesn't look. I don't like it. And then I guess at Charlie Kirk's funeral thing, they were selling T-shirts. It's like I still don't like that. Like it's not. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I like what Candace is doing. I like that Candace is just peeling layers and getting to the bottom of things and just digging. And it's like I'm for you, Candace. Let's do it. Let's get out of there. It's commendable. It's admirable, and it's actually really great that she's doing that because no one else is, because it's just bandwagoners, man. They just get on to a hot topic for 2 to 3 weeks and then that's it. We go through a weekend and we forget about it. It's a weird mind thing that happens. Like we just delete, right? It's like everyone just goes, okay, we're gonna do this for 3 weeks and then boop, it's gone. And then you forget about it, and then you only remember it when it's like brought up in snippets, or like if you eat, like we get numb to it too. Like we'll see it on our feed, and we'll just swipe past it because it's like, all right, we're done. We don't want to talk about it. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein was another one. All right, we don't want to see about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. Oh, we don't want to talk about the drugs in Portland. Oh, we're not going to talk about that school shooting anymore because it's like it's not a tasty flavor anymore. You don't get any more of an emotional response is what the main thing is. So now that we're no longer getting emotional responses to these outside sources and forces that are impacting us, we just don't care anymore, and it's wild. And Candace is like, no, we need to care, and I'm going to care, and I'm going to keep going until you guys are hearing the name Candace in every other sentence. It's like, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm with it. Let's do that. All right, so let's look some more through, because we're looking for things about how people are just bashing Candace. I just need to click on one of these things and look. So this one is addressing the discourse surrounding Erica Kirk. Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't even see that. I just happened to stop there. Let's take a look here. Comments. This person says they feel the same. Here we go. I'm not speaking negative regarding Erica Kirk. My thought is this: if it was my husband, either one, I would lean towards believing those questions. Questioning the case of who really killed him. Right, because that's another thing that's in question is the Tyler Robinson guy is coming to a head where it's like there isn't really enough evidence for the guy to be named, or he was right place, wrong time, or something. But I do not think it's Tyler either. It's just like. We don't have enough information here to be able to deduce what was happening, especially the firearm that was in question too, because like the gun that was supposedly used was like a Mosin or a Mauer, something like that, where it doesn't break down with a screwdriver. Was how it was explained to me. I'm not familiar with the rifle, but it apparently does not disassemble easily, as it was explained. And also, when the kid jumped off the roof, he did a whole like 90 with his knees, and it's like, oh well, he couldn't shove a. I guess the gun is also like 4 feet long too. He's not going to shove it down into his torso alongside of his pant leg. That's insane. Because too, if I was jumping off of a roof with anything in my hand, I'm definitely not going to stuff it in my pants. I'm going to throw it to the ground first, or carry it depending on how fragile it is, and hit the ground with it. But for the most part, I'm just going to chuck it down to the ground and pick it up when I get down there. But yeah, it's no, that doesn't make sense. I'm not picking up what they're putting down there. Okay, this guy's also not liking what Erica Kirk was saying. Something seems fishy. So everyone in these comments so far seem to be on point with the whole let's suspect Erica Kirk. So moving on to something else where Candace is getting some flack, because a lot of my feed before was like, shut up, Candace. Candace is crazy. You're just saying things that don't make sense. She's bananas. She's nuts. So in this post, there's some FBI, trust the FBI science and stuff like that, which, I mean, if you're going to take it from me, I wouldn't trust my government, because people who are in government aren't exactly on your side, even though they pretend to be, and they're supposed to be. But yeah, there's no. It seems like everyone is asking for evidence here. You know, like this person says, you know, where's the receipts? This one's like, can we see some evidence? This one, did someone say Candace was involved with Charlie Kirk's assassination? According to Candace, everyone else knew Charlie is maybe she assassinated him. So it sounds like they're pointing the finger at Candace that she had something to do with the assassination, which is nuts. So this guy says Charlie made it clear that he was stepping away from Candace in the months before. I trust Charlie, and he had a good reason why. So like people are making more assumptions that Candace was playing a role in his death, which is, come on, dude, what? I don't think so. I don't think that's what Candace was. No way. Someone else is asking for the smoking gun. Pretty much more evidence on this. Yeah, so no one's really believing Candace in this this video that was posted. Me and Charlie had handlers. From that moment onward, Charlie and I were assigned handlers. Interesting. Wonder what that means. Take a look. I followed you for many years and agreed and respected you with a lot of things you have spoke about, but kiddo, I get the grieving process. I understand you truly love Charlie Kirk and you guys are like BFFs. I get it. However, this has pushed you down all these rabbit holes while grieving because it just can't be that easy of an assassination. So this is another thing, like, of eating the same flavor, eating the same food. Like, people are just tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over again, that they no longer want to entertain the idea. They're no longer interested in that topic. So that's the bandwagoners, man. It's and it's just all over the place because people are tired of hearing Charlie Kirk this, Charlie Kirk that. I am Charlie Kirk. It's like, okay, well, we get it, but no, this needs to be taken as seriously as it has been, and I'm glad that Candace is really diving deep on it, because it's just to prove that we're not going to just let everything slide by, right? And Candace is the forefront of that. Candace is like, nope, this is one thing that you guys should not have done, whoever you guys are, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And she's going to keep digging until she gets to the bottom of it. And if she doesn't know already, and she's just trying to get more sound information to rely on when it does come to light. So yeah, and then as I scroll further down, people are trying to make humorous comments, and yeah, it's just annoying to see that that's people's responses to stuff like this. But yeah, check out Candace's channel. Here she is on the Facebooks. You can check out Candace Owens. I just wanted to show my support for Candace Owens and what she's doing, because I do like and appreciate that she is sticking to the one topic that everyone else seems to want to forget and move on from. Because that's how things get washed under, right? That's how things get forgotten, is that we stop talking about the thing, and then we move on to a new thing, the new shiny thing that's in front of us, the thing that has our attention for now, and then we do it again, and do it again, and do it again until we get old and die, and it's like, all right, well, you win the long game here of trying to keep my attention with all these other things that keep happening, because, I mean, yeah, and that's inevitably what happens. We get distracted with the football games that happen around this time of year. Christmas is coming. Now we're all looking for things to buy people that don't care about us. And then we get to move on to next year, where it's like midterm elections and all these other things that keep happening, all these distractions that we get. And, if you give them bread and circus, then we'll be no longer productive people of the society and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, just keep giving us more, give it more. But yeah, anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. Go check out Candace Owens, and I'll see you all in the next one.